what I thought I would do at the end here, and maybe I'll start so that I give you a good idea about what I'm talking about, is I'd like to kind of figure out what was Carmelo really doing. I mean, we don't have any way of knowing for sure. Well, we kind of have in our minds, I think, what we would put our money on. Like, what was he doing underneath that tent? Why did he bring the knife? Why did the altercation happen? And again, none of us have any proof of any of this, right? But what do you think if you really had to pick one as a guess? What do you think happened? And maybe you don't have any idea. Maybe she could say, "Hey, I don't know." John, do you have any ideas about what do you think was going through Carmelo's mind? Why was he there? Why did this happen?
I mean, if I had to take a wild guess, I mean, if it was raining on and off, and like if nobody's really doing the events at the track meet, all the kids are probably socializing. Like if we were on lunch, I'd go to this table and talk to my friend here. I'd go to that table and talk to my friend over there. Which it could be. That may as well have been. He might have just been walking past and it started sprinkling. He might have ducked under for a few seconds, and that's when the whole thing happened. But yeah, it's hard to say. Really, there's no way I can possibly say.
Um, I mean, like I said, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going by what I got so far. I know in high school, I went and talked to other school girls doing events.
Hmm.
That was my sole purpose, and it was girls at the track meet, right? I don't. They said he might have had a friend. I'm because when you think about it, if you've been on the track team, y'all go against the same schools and stuff like that happens. So you tend to get a friend from that school or something. So I don't I don't really know what his whole intentions was or why he brought a knife. And I've been telling people on my comment section that just because somebody carried a knife doesn't mean that their intention was to use it against. I know a lot of people that carry knives right now and say, I hope I don't have to use it. But if I do, I will. So it's just like, why would he take a knife? Like, I don't know. You can use a knife to cut something. You can use a knife to alter your t-shirts. You can use a knife for multiple different reasons other than just stabbing someone. Just because somebody has a knife doesn't mean that that knife is only to stab someone. I don't know what his intentions was. I don't know what he was in there for. My thought process is that he was under there. He probably was talking some trash about the other team. I don't know. Or he was probably talking to somebody girl or somebody that or somebody girl that or somebody that they liked. And they wanted to show, hey, they big and bad. Like I don't know. That's why I say, like, it's just so many scenarios that can play out. And
Okay,
until
so
we get all of that can, you know what I mean?
my take on it is, and again, I have no proof of any of this. All I'm going to say is if I had to put money on it, judging by what happened, I think that Carmelo had a pretty bad day or a pretty bad week. I think he was in a bad source. And I think that he carried the knife with him because in his mind, he kind of pictured himself backing a bunch of dudes down because he'd just been pissed off at everything. Right. And I don't think he carried the knife because he intended to kill somebody. But I kind of think that he kind of wanted a little bit of a confrontation, you know. And I think that in his mind, he was going to pull the knife, the other guys would back down, and he would show that, nobody can screw with me. And he would walk off. I think what upset that whole thing was Austin was closer to him than he had anticipated. Austin was right on him, and actually, what I think what happened was Austin grabbed his bag, kind of pushed it into his chest, and said, "Get the hell out of here! Take your crap and get out from underneath our tent." And I think at that moment, Carmelo simply made a tragic mistake in that because things happened quick and he wasn't really prepared for that happening, he pulled the knife and he just did it. And I think that when he was running, he realized what terrible thing that he just did. And he started to panic. One thing about it is the police did say that he was hysterical. And so he's clearly not a killer in that sense. But I really do think that he was kind of looking forward to maybe a little bit of a confrontation, and that knife was part of the fantasy in his mind that he played out. But he, at the same time, didn't think this was really going to happen. And then when Austin came in and closed the gap on him, he had a choice: put the tail between your legs and say, "Oh, okay, I'll leave," or do something. And I think the pride took over at that moment. And he just simply pulled the knife and did it without thinking. And then he's walking, and then he's running. He ditches the knife in his backpack, which is a bad thing to do if you're going to claim self-defense. It's going to work against you. I think he got rid of the knife and the backpack because they were reminders of what just happened. And he's shedding away anything having to do with what he did. And I think all of a sudden, when he saw the police officer, it washed over him that he was in serious trouble. Now, I know 1250 probably doesn't agree with that, but I think that that's totally possible that that's what happened, that he was just kind of being a bad dude. He's kind of pissed off at the world around him. Maybe he got beat up, or lost a girlfriend or something like that. He was just kind of pissed off at the world, and damn it, nobody's going to push me around this time. And then, by the way, when those things happen, when you get into that kind of frank mindset and you bring a weapon with you, this shit can happen. It can snowball out of control when you never thought it would. At any rate, that's my take on it. If I had to put money on it, I think I'd put money on that story.
Yeah, I see. That's what I'm saying. Like nothing prior to that, from what I got out of any of these stories, lead me to believe, because that just plays into the normal stereotype of a black male. Like, no, I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I think that
I'm telling you, that plays into the stereotype of a normal black male. He had to have something mentally wrong or upset, or he was this and that. That means that he was looking for something, and that's what he wanted. That's what I'm saying. Like, nothing that is in that police report states that. That's what I'm saying, or leads me to that. Nothing in that police report leads me to that. And that assumption, like I said, you're disagreeing with me, right? I'm not disagreeing with you, because that's your assumption and that's your opinion. You see how you quick to tell me I disagree? I didn't say I disagree with you.
I didn't say the police report doesn't say anything that leads to that, because he, according to what the witnesses said, he said, "Touch me and see what happens." That indicates to me a guy who's kind of pissed off at the world, and that's where I'm getting it from. That really kind of itching for one, but see, that's the problem with that context, is because nothing is being said about what was said prior to him saying that. He didn't just say that without something being said in front of that. So depending on what was said in front of that, that changes the whole landscape of what he said. You see, so if I'm just sitting there and I'm talking, but I'm not taking something serious, but this guy is taking what I'm saying serious, and then he threatening to do physical harm to me, and then try it if you want to, but that doesn't mean that I'm upset and I got something bad. No, that's where it led to, and to that point. That's what I'm saying. Like, it can just be that spur. That doesn't mean that I got so much stuff going on back here and I got this going on and I'm sitting down, I'm talking trash, or I'm talking, this person takes it serious, or this person don't like what I'm talking, and now they're threatening me with physically bodily harm. And I'm responding to that physically bodily harm threat by saying, try it and see what happens. See, that's the problem with the context. We don't got what was said prior to that. So it's easy to just take that and say, oh, he said, touch me. Like, so he really just said, touch, just out of nowhere. He just said, touch me. Because that's how people is taking it. They're taking it as if,
Austin didn't say nothing to him, and he just said, touch me. And then Austin touched him. And then he said, touch me, hit me, and try to find out. Like, really? Like common sense ain't going to tell you that something was said prior to him saying that?
Unless he really did have a kind of a burr under his saddle, in which case that would happen. I mean,
I would say, I mean,
go ahead.
I think it all played down to ego. Because again, Austin could have just said, hey, you got to leave. After they had the little altercation, like, you're talking trash. I don't like you. You're under our tent. Get out. Go home. And then he might have like just looked like, he's like, do it yourself. Touch me and see what happens. Try to take me out of here. It doesn't necessarily mean he threatened him to do anything intentionally. Just if I tell you, hey, get out of here, and you're like, yeah, okay, touch me and see what happens.
But that's what I'm saying. We don't know.
Oh, I'm saying
So
I don't know. I'm saying what it could be.
To have.
Well, we know they
that's
told
what
him
I'm
to
saying.
leave.
So this the thing of the whole what ifs, right? Because when you get into what ifs, the ifs will always be what you want them to be. Always. Because how could you be wrong? It's hypothetical.
Well, no, we're only.
How can you be wrong in a hypothetical?
No, I agree. But what we're saying is, we know that there was words, and the words that they claimed Austin said, and we know the words that they claimed Karmelo said. So in order, Hunter said they asked him to leave. So we know that was said at some point. And then shortly he said, oh, then after that came the touch me and see what happens. Now, there have been more words? Yeah, probably. I don't know. But we do know the other ones, what they said they did.
I mean, we don't know what was said. And so our little scenarios that each of us presented is all based on what we have in front of us. I mean, obviously, if there's evidence comes out that changes the story, that's possible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, if I had to pick my money, my life savings on, I'm going to put my money on what I just claimed. I think that's where the most probable outcome is, but could be wrong. I mean, we'll find out, or maybe we will. I don't know. But
yeah, you got more gumption than me. You got way more gumption than me.
hey, if your life savings
my
are
life
on it,
savings on the probable.
well,
I'm not putting my life savings on no probable. You got more gumption than me. I give you that.
It certainly better than putting your life savings on an improbable. Right.
Yeah.